What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 2 of Ruining Manchester City here on Football Manager. Hopefully you guys are good. Today we have another recap, I guess, of what's happened, and it's kind of obvious on screen. We got sacked for the first time, so I asked you guys how we wanted to go about this before. Some people suggested that I just make myself unsackable in the editor, but I kind of think it'll be funny to see how many managers we get through in one season. So, obviously, we've now been sacked. I need to continue once because the board wanted a meeting, so they have sacked the space. And now we need to add a new manager back in charge of Manchester City, because obviously we are not going to give up the Man City job until next year. So let's just quickly use this profile. Yes, this is all fine. Manchester City, how are the finances? Apparently they're still rich, so that's good news. I'm now worried I didn't save my tactic from before, which is going to be tragic if it is the case. Means I'm going to have to redo it off stream. So, what did I do whilst you guys were away last episode? What did I do? How much more could I ruin the club? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I started pissing off all the players in training. So, the way I did this was we got the individual training and we set it all to heavy, and I'm pleased to say that's all been saved for me. And then on the coaching front, for how I set up the coaches, I had Patrick Vieira do all of these ones, and then I think it was this guy we had do everything else. So we have terrible coaching, and then all these other guys, you know, all the other coaches just get the day off, get to sit there and do nothing. So that's what they'll be up to. I don't think the tactic saved. It hasn't saved. Heartbreak. Fortunately, all the players are still here and they're all really unhappy. And I've just realised we get to have a team meeting, don't we? Right. Confirm that. Skip the meetings. Let's have a team meeting with the team. We've been doing really well lately. Excellent. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Look at that. We've destroyed the morale back to abysmal. So you're probably wondering, well, what's happened since the last episode, Jack? How have you been sacked in September? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the fixtures. In fact, let's have a look at this first. So, oh gosh. Most used formation. Apparently we scored 11 goals with this. I think that must have been in the pre-season. But yeah, we've been most vulnerable, facing a 4-1-2-3 DM wide, where we conceded 60. I'm pleased to say Manchester City have gone into the record books being the club to concede the most goals in a Premier League season. So let's have a look at the league table. As you can see, in 5 games I managed to concede 284. We conceded 65 against Chelsea, 58 against Newcastle, 55 against Liverpool, 54 against Arsenal, and 52 against Villa. And Villa can't score. Looking at the top goal scorers in the league, Diego Costa got 21 in his first 5 games of the season. I think there were 19 of those against us, so perhaps that swung the averages somewhat. And Andre Schürrle there with 20 assists. Again, have a feeling that might be linked to the result against us. It's kind of funny looking through the table at goals for, and you can kind of identify quite easily the teams who have played us already this year. So, obviously we're going to have to start the team, but as you can see, I destroyed the morale. They're all heartbroken. It's all gone horribly wrong. Another thing I was doing was, between games, I was disciplining the players and warning them and criticising their training constantly. One of the issues I had was that I was criticising and fining players weeks and weeks of wages, and they weren't complaining very much about it. In fact, some of them even accepted the fines, and I'm sure if you play Football Manager, you'll know that when you fine a player, very rarely do they kind of accept it and go, you know what, fair enough, I've not been good enough, gaffer. But that was the case here, so let's just sort these guys out. I don't feel like the roles and the player instructions we gave before were actually of that much significance in terms of contributing to our failure, just because obviously we're playing with goalkeepers outfield, but certainly the roles themselves are important, but all the instructions we had before aren't. So I'm just going to set this up exactly how we were before, and then we're going to play our first game as the second manager here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do a new episode every time I get sacked, because we are only 5 games into the season. We did play also 1 game in the Champions League, I should add. But I feel like if every 6 games for the entire year I'm doing an episode, I could be here for like 10 episodes basically, just going, yeah, we lost again. So, oh, I get to set some board expectations, right? Let's do that. Can I sign anyone now? Can I sign anyone? Adjust budgets. Can I adjust it? Will you let me? No. Make board requests. Finance. Can't ask for more money either. What's the club balance like? It's actually at 85 million at the moment, so not suffering too much from the finances yet, but a lot of players up to 300 grand a week, and those yearly wage rises that we put on last episode of 50% are going to be hitting the club hard. So I've actually, one of the things I wanted to do was sign a really small goalkeeper. So unfortunately, because we're way over the wage budget, I can't actually do that at the moment. I'm hoping I might be able to get some money around Christmas, and then I'm going to try and sign one of the smallest players in the game who will be about 160 centimetres tall, and they will be our player. But anyway, we've got a Capital One Cup tie here. I'm keeping the faith. Like, if we score 1 this year with this system, that's enough of a success for me. I noticed watching back the last episode, I didn't really make it clear whether or not I was pleased or disappointed with the fact we were losing. And that's because in one mind I'm there going, yes, I'm losing and I'm getting hammered every game and this is exactly what I wanted. But then the other part of me is just there kind of like, I actually wouldn't mind winning 1 or 2 or maybe getting a goal there. And because I'm so used to wanting to win in Football Manager, it feels like every sentence I construct revolves around the idea that we need to win. But anyway, looking at the team, it's the same squad as before, basically. We've just added ourselves as a manager and continued straight from where we left off, which is absolutely brilliant. So, oh, we need to do the player instructions, though. So, more direct, play wider, down the right, much higher tempo, close down much less, push higher up, stick to positions, shoot on sight. That should do. Oh, clear to flanks 2. Right, and then it was overload and highly structured, so our players don't wander into the corner of the pitch, or rather kind of the half the pitch in this area here where we do nothing. Oh, sweeper keeper 2, another essential of the work the space system. So I'm wondering if we can improve. Another thing that someone mentioned in the comments was the fact that I don't actually have to select subs. And you are absolutely correct, so we've not got any players on the bench. So if anyone gets injured, well, we'll have to deal with it. However, this hasn't actually affected a game yet, so maybe it will come into effect today. But if you've got any other ideas for stuff that I can do in order to kind of further help me get absolutely spanked in this and kind of see what happens, let me know. If you have an idea for how we can go about making this even more tragic. One thing I have been doing is telling my players never to mark their players tightly in the final third, which has actually had some kind of quite funny success. Anyway, we're going to tell the players to go on overload. Looking at the average ratings, 2.3 for Congolo in goal. He's currently our smallest player in the side. He has 2 jumping reach, and he's 169 centimetres tall, and he's not done too great in goal for us, the centre defensive mid. I don't feel like I've ever seen the graph for the last 5 games be as low as it is there. But anyway, boys, look at the shape. Oh gosh, Dwight Gale's through. Okay, 9 seconds. I think that is a record. I think that might be the Capital One Cup record for the fastest goal conceded. Right, well, all my manager settings have now reset. But anyway, I'm going to join you guys at half-time with the team talk, and we're going to attempt to please the players, and hopefully we won't be losing by too many more as Dwight Gale shoots from the halfway line. So I will be back in just a second. Okay, so at half-time it's not that bad. It's only 25-0, which I'm very happy with. Well done, boys. They're delighted too. Right, second half. It can't. We had a shot. We had a shot, and we had a corner. Oh God. Okay, Gale scored. Anyway, I will join you guys at full time again because you don't want to watch this, do you? Let's face it. Yeah, so I'll be back in just one more second. Theoretically, maybe. I mean, for me, I have to sit here now for the next 10 minutes and watch these highlights in the fastest speed. Oh, God, right, I'll be back. I will be back. I think we played quite well, really. I'm pleased, boys. Despite the result, I'm very pleased. Look at that. We had 4 shots in the end. We didn't commit a foul. Angus Gunn, our key player. I was predicting Crystal Palace to win before this match, but I wasn't expecting them to win by 51 goals. Oh dear. And suddenly Crystal Palace players have taken over the top goal scorers in the tournament. Yeah. Our keeper even managed to score an own goal. Well, that's brilliant. At least he's improving in training. There's that. Right. Manchester City destroyed by Crystal Palace. How far does this scroll? Oh, God. It actually has a summary for every single goal. Down the right. That's incredible. Fans are devastated. Success was never on the card. Right, I can't be bothered to do the rest of the team talk. Apparently the Luton boss was spotted. He might be looking at Angus Gunn. Well, hands off. He's our star. Where is he playing for us? He's our star left midfielder. No chance I can have him. Right, who had a good game last game? Who had the best game in our team? Ooh, a 3.7 for Daniel Grimshaw. Right. Praise player last game. You were superb in front of goal. It impressed me, right? He's still unhappy, right? Well, in that case, I'm going to fine you. You're not getting paid for the next 2 weeks, sunshine. Deal with it. Right, no comment. I should storm out. Excellent. Oh, wow. Okay, apparently I went berserk. Well, that's a bit OTT. Well, looking at the league table, in the Champions League, we're bottom. Even Celtic are ahead of us, which isn't looking too great at the moment. In the league, only minus 284 goal difference. If we could get that to 2,000 negative, that would be incredible. I don't know what will happen to the table. If it will work properly, it might just ruin the table. I guess we'll find out. But yeah. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any suggestions for how I can ruin Man City anymore, please let me know. I'm going to keep a tally chart in my own time of how bad we're doing. I'll probably join you guys in January. We'll talk about what's happened, if we've made it out of the Champions League group, etc. I'm optimistic we might get a goal this year using our current system. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for the amazing response to the first episode in this series. Obviously, it's something a little bit different. It's a bit silly, a bit ridiculous. Apparently, some of you guys enjoy my sarcastic sense of humour and commentary style when it comes to these, which is excellent. But anyway, I will join you guys for episode 3. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. It is greatly appreciated. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.